Taking out to Seminole County, where families are also dealing with some high waters.
News 6's Catherine Silver is on a boat in Geneva.
My sister and brother-in-law live in Castleberry, and they still have power. They never lost power, which is great. We've lost power there before when I used to live there for the last few hurricanes, but they still have power, so this is my backup plan. My original generator I got failed, so I asked if they'd bring theirs over, and this is the case here, so I can at least keep the fridge cool.
Do you think power will be restored once the water level goes down? Have you seen down lines around here?
I personally have not seen any down lines. I've been up and down Whitcomb helping neighbors. One of my neighbors helped put up an aqua dam. Her house is right on the water, and we put there's another barrier device called an aqua dam that you fill with water, and it acts like a big sandbag. It's the craziest thing. So I've been up and down the road. I haven't seen any power lines down. One of my neighbors thought he saw a high tension wire, one of the, I think 14 kV, one of the bigger lines on Lake Harney Road that feeds this area. He thinks that's where the issue is. And when I was up with you guys, I saw an FPL truck heading that way. So hopefully they'll fix that fault and we'll get our power back at least.
So you suspect that could be the issue for at least this area?
That's my guess. I'm a former Navy nuke. I used to run nuclear power plants, and I know a little bit about grid operations. So I'm hopeful that's the only fault in the system out here on this feeder. So once they get that back, I think everybody's going to have power again.
As we're sitting here, well, floating really in your driveway, which we can see the roadway we came back behind you. If we can turn the camera just so you can get a better idea of where Lake Harney is. There it is. That is the lake. So really the roads we have come down, which are once again crossover, Whitcomb, into your driveway, and Lake Harney are now all completely connected.
All one big body of water, yep. I'm part of the St. Johns River.
Well, we are glad that you are safe. We're glad that you have a generator now to hopefully get you some power. What have you heard from your neighbors around here?
Most of them are doing pretty good. I have a couple neighbors up the street that are on lower ground that are starting to get water into the house. And they're getting the non-essential personnel out of the house into hotels or neighbor houses. I've had offers. Dan Shaw from Danville has offered for me to stay in one of his B&Bs. So I've kept that in my back pocket. But yeah, one of the other fellows you might have seen with a couple dogs, he's evacuating his dogs and his kids out of the house here because he's on lower lying land as well. I'm kind of somewhat fortunate that I'm on a little bit higher of terrain here and that my house is up on a crawl space. So the houses that are on grade are a little more in trouble.
And you have a plan in place.
I do. Like I said, my truck's out there. I have a bug out bag. I've got my boat, and I can just bail out back to my sister's in Castleberry or over to Danville, just a half a mile away.
Well, stay safe, and thank you for showing us around a little bit. As we mentioned, emergency management in Seminole County are concerned about the water levels in the St. Johns River continuing to rise in the coming days, which is why they have now opened an additional sandbag location, which should open in Geneva at the old fire station tomorrow for anyone who wants to go and get those sandbags so they can protect their homes in the days ahead. In Seminole County, I'm Catherine Silver, getting results, News 6.
You know those little things you never think of when you buy your house. How high is my foundation off the ground? How close is that river?
People are thinking about it today, that is
they are.
for sure.